Welcome to channelshift.com. I'm Michele Rahal with Rob D'Amico. Get ready to rumble, ladies and gentlemen. It's our debate time. It's Phoenix. We're headed to Phoenix. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to be Roush that dominates with all this momentum that's going on? Is it going to be RCR? Is it going to be Hendrick?
Well, I think it's going to be, I look at the track, I look at the success that Jack Roush has had with that track, and I do believe that because he has the most wins here. He has 5 wins out of all the drivers, or I should say teams.
Or at least complaining. You got Carl Edwards thinking it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Well, that's on the 1.5 mile tracks. That has nothing to do with the mile track or even the half-mile tracks, because we saw last year with the Hendricks dominance that they had, they can't continue that this year. There's no possible way to do that. And some of the other marquee teams like Joe Gibbs Racing or Jack Roush, for that matter, are stepping up their game. And I'm glad to see it, because now we can finally see these guys be put in their place. And I'm not saying that Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson.
Put in their place? What? Gordon won, Johnson won. All of a sudden, there's a hiccup with Gordon, and you're telling me that they're going to be put in their place?
It's not just a hiccup with Gordon. You look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. The guy is the new kid on the team, and guess what? He is dominating over there. He's got the best team out there right now for those Hendrick guys. You see Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, they are in a struggle right now.
He's carrying the mail. Let's not kid ourselves. Earnhardt's carrying the mail for the team. But my point is, why are we concentrating all of a sudden on Jack Roush when we can see that the Joe Gibbs Racing, and we can also see that Hendrick, at least some of the Hendrick cars, are able to move to the front. But all of a sudden, the momentum seems to be with Roush, so everybody automatically assumes that he's going to take everything. I think that's a mistake.
That is not the case. Jack Roush is not going to win all the races like we saw with Hendrick last year, dominating the season. Jack Roush is on a roll right now with the 1.5 mile tracks. I should say Carl Edwards is on a roll right now. It just happens to be with the Jack Roush team. Who I look for momentum, the most momentum, is we're missing one team, RCR, Richard Childress Racing. Those are the guys that are dominating right now in the series.
One thing I want to see, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Roush, stop whining. I'm sick of hearing you whine about the Japanese cars. You're winning right now. So, I mean, you know, come on, give us all a break. Car of tomorrow. Rob, is it safer? What's your opinion? What do you think? Because I've got my own opinion, and you know it.
I know you do. Here's my opinion on the car of tomorrow. I like the car tomorrow. Did you already forget about Michael McDowell's crash at Texas? The one reason this car was built is for safety. He survived. We saw a life be saved that day, and I'm glad to see it. Now, it will take a few years. I'm with you, man. The car does need some adjustment. It needs to be changed in some ways.
But that's not my issue.
Well, you want to see a better race, don't you?
The issue is, was it the car and the chassis that actually saved McDowell in a head-on crash, or was it the cockpit arrangement, the LaJoie seating, the actual containment portion, and the Hans device? And not to mention the foam that they stuffed in the doors, real high-tech stuff. I think that it was far more the cockpit arrangement, Hans device, and foam that saved this guy rather than car of tomorrow chassis.
All products of the car of tomorrow. Rest my case.
No, it isn't the product of the car of tomorrow. They could have done exactly the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, exactly the same thing with the older cars. The older cars were more fragile. I love these new cars on the short tracks. Hate them on the 1.5 and 2 mile tracks.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit. We go to the IRL. We saw Graham Rahal. You may know the name there.
Know the name.
He now, is he the new guy for Elio Castroneves with Dancing with Stars, Danica Patrick? Are we now seeing a new face of the IRL?
Well, you ain't gonna see Danica Patrick's face. She was at the back of the pack. Graham was at the front of the pack. What's great about this, ladies and gentlemen, is not because I'm related to him. It's because the kid is American. He's in a series where they're former Formula One drivers, and he's taking the fight to him. It's great for IndyCar. What is it? Great for open wheel racing. Is great for racing in general in the United States. It gets people to think about racing again rather than just strictly sticking ball.
Man, I can't believe it. We didn't hit each other for the first time.
I wanted to. I had a pen. I wanted to stab him in the chest, ladies and gentlemen.
You agree, disagree? We want to hear from you, the race fans. Please log on to channelshift.com and upload your videos. And also, if you have anybody in your family who's a race car driver, if you are at a race and you got video of it, we want to see it. The world wants to see it. Share it with us. channelshift.com and upload. For Michele Rahal, I'm Rob D'Amico. Thanks for watching.